Caribbean Offshore Powerboat Championships. The Puerto Rican National Championships. And here are your hosts, Roger Piggott and Jay Harrison.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Puerto Caribe region of Puerto Rico. We're here with the Puerto Rico Inshore and Offshore Invitational. Two spectacular races gonna get underway today. Our location is the Ponce Fishing Club, located in La Guancha, and I'll tell you, the pristine public beach, miles of white tropical sand. We're getting ready for our first heat, which will be the finalists involved with the inshore competition. You can see all the race teams doing final preparation and last-minute checking of the rules and regulations. The Caribbean Offshore Powerboat Championship Series. We've already gone through 4 countries. Now, water conditions are very rough out there, and many of the boats, unfortunately, did not make it through the safety protocol, but our finalists are ready to get underway. A lot of the boats, the inshore and the offshore, they're all in a large parking lot in the La Guancha festivity area.
There's David Baird, part of our ICEMAN ground crew, just doing some last-minute camera adjustments for our onboard perspectives, making sure we give you the most exciting race action we can today.
As mentioned, we're going to be starting off with our inshore division, and you can see Motion, Unlimited Marine. A lot of the big boats are out here today as part of the finalists. Let's see who's involved.
Looking at the heat roster, on our inshore circuit division, we have WSM skippered by Anthony Acosta, JJ69 by Jose Rivera, Nicole by Luis Silva, Technical Transmission skippered by Jesus Rivera, Poison 2 by Milton Perales, and Terso Cote Marine Services. In our offshore circuit division, we have Unlimited Marine skippered by Jose Garriga and George Cintron, Contro by Francisco Duran and Benny Nieves, Marina Costa Azul, Jose Alberto Arroyo, and Av Cocos, Brian Roldan and Santino Serrano.
Well, you can see Policia, all the government services, the U.S. Coast Guard and Homeland Marine. There's a good look at some of our ICEMAN protocol, our safety team, in the event of any mishaps on the water. Now, the course is much smaller than what the offshore racers will be doing, but we'll bring you that action as the event proceeds. All the boats now getting into position.
Let's take a good look at the race course that these boats will be taking today. The circuit course has been set up on the southern pier of Ponce, Puerto Rico. The red border indicates the safety zone of which the boats cannot exceed. The yellow route is the offshore circuit and the fuchsia line being the inshore, and both boat circuits will be racing counterclockwise.
Well, a real exciting event about to take place. We're now on board the ICEMAN official pace boat, and how these races commence is we do what's called a ramp up. We'll bring them into the race course at about 50 miles an hour. You're not allowed to the ICEMAN pace boat. The green flag, there it is. Once that drops, the race is underway, and it looks like we are about to start as the Inshore National Championships is our first event of the day. You can see the water conditions are very turbulent out there. The race should be getting underway very shortly, and there we go. The green flag is down, and we are officially racing with the Puerto Rican Inshore National Championships.
Technical transmission was hard on the gas off the line there, with JJ69 following behind, getting some huge air. The water seems real choppy today.
Huge air. You better make sure you're strapped in the boat. And with that said, let's throw it to Dylan Baird, head of our safety.
The Caribbean Offshore Powerboat Championship Series, safety is our #1 concern. Seatbelts again, another safety item all the drivers are going to have. Simple clasp holds it in place. Easy accessible for the rescue divers in the event of an emergency. All drivers will have a variation of this design. Alright, this is a standard life jacket. All the drivers will have a variation on the life jackets. They've got the back collar on the back of the neck here, supports the back of the head in the event of an unconscious accident. We'll keep the airway open and out of the water. As well, we've got the crotch straps here on the bottom, go around the underside of the leg with the handle in the back, which will assist the rescue divers in extricating the victim from the water. And as well, it'll all be bright colors, easily visible from the ocean surface.
Thanks, Dylan. Well said, and a lot of emails coming in regarding the boat safety, and it's really nice to bring you the play-by-play action from both the paddock area as well as on the water. But right now, technical transmission breaking ahead of the pack. There's WSM, Anthony Acosta, following closely in second place. And Jason, water conditions are definitely playing havoc with these small inshore boats.
Well, those drivers have to be careful. They are professionals out there, but anything over an 18-inch swell and they have to back off the gas, huge.
Well, you will notice that a lot of the boats are doing what I call the bob and weave. Actually, it's called chine dancing, and that's where they're rolling from one side of the boat to the other as they take on a bit of air. Now, the problem that we're hopefully not going to experience today is at the speeds these boats travel. Now, these little inshores can get up to 110 miles an hour and turn on a dime. They start getting a lot of air under the front, split on this style of boat, the hydroplane, and it's an endo.
Talking that chime dance, getting some good air going side to side on their hull. There's Poison 2 led by Milton Perales and their tailor-made V-hull, just making that further easternmost corner right now with WSM closing in.
Well, Poison 2 hard on the corner. You could see WSM going over the wake, which is very treacherous in these water conditions. Speaking chime dancing, let's get a close-up look with Andre, our technical specialist, on hull design and how it has an impact with chime dancing.
Hey, well, thanks, Ice. We're going to put you through Boat Talk 101 right now. We're going to give you basically the rundown as to what people call different parts of the boat. This edge along here, which is very important, is called the chine. There are two chines, of course. There's one on one side, there's one on the other. And the other most important part of it is called the keel, which is down at the bottom here and here. This is the apex of the V. Now, this particular combination here has a running pad, it's flattened part. Traditionally, it would come down to a point. Now, the phenomenon known as chine walking. This happens when the boat gets to the higher speeds. It runs on this apex down here, and then it bounces and rolls over to one chine to the other. So it does a walking type motion, and you know, they've affectionately called it chine walking. This is not where you want your boat to be. You want to keep your boat as flat as possible in the calm. Chine walking, it takes a lot of speed from it because every time it rolls over, there's more wet surface area. More wet surface area means what? Less speed, and that's not what you want. Try to avoid chine walking. It's back to you, Ice.
Okay, thanks, Andre. Well, lap 3 now, well underway, and you can see Poison just hard on the gas. Now, this boat has a slightly different configuration. All of them have the modified transmission, so they don't really have the traditional length of transmission in the water. They're all using the high powered. Our first mishap of the day, and this is technical transmission, a close-up look. You can see the nose cone on the boat broke off, and that's what happens in this treacherous water.
WSM in the Evinrude Grand Prix there, making that eastern turn, followed by JJ69, and there you can see in the back is Poison 2 in third place.
Well, it looks like JJ69's figuring out the water conditions. You can see the bob and weave, and once again, this Mercury self-sponsored JJ69 is taking some large air out there, but when they come through the coastal beach zone where the crowds are very strong, seems that the water conditions are a little more appeasing for today's agenda.
Good close-up look at Milton Perales and Poison 2. They're driving the tricked-out Taylor Deep V with 200 horsepower, so they're doing real well today and getting some good air from our eyes in the sky there.
Well, it's a very exciting race, and if you can hear the crowds on the beach as the boats swing by the eastern buoy marker and work their way towards the start-finish line. More powerboat racing, the Inshore National Championships here in La Guancha, Puerto Rico. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Caribbean Offshore Powerboat Championship Series, specifically the Puerto Rico Invitational. We're on lap number 5. of the Inshore National Championships, and I'll tell you, very exciting race. Our eyes in the sky, getting the coverage on our final lap as it's anybody's race right now. Props are key in here, getting the bite as they're making the turn. Let's throw it down to our technical specialist, Andre, see what's going on with a little bit of prop design.
Okay, thanks, Ice. We're talking prop rotation here. This is known as an outward rotation choice for these outboards. What this does is it offers a little more bite, and it gives you a bit of handling in that when the boat rolls to the side, there's more water hitting the flat side of the prop blade. That gives a little bit extra bite, which is needed and preferred actually for handling. Not necessarily for rough water, but for cornering and going around courses. The outward rotation is usually the choice of rotation for twin engine installations. It's back to you, Ice.
Okay, thanks, Andre. Well, you can see that the props are just so instrumental, especially when you're turning on a dime. Now, we're not getting the maximum speeds. If you're just joining us, La Guancha, Puerto Rico, in the Ponce region, is the host to the National Inshore Championships, where on our final lap is the leaders are working their way down to the wire.
Incredible race as the inaugural Inshore Championship in an over 5-year absence, as it looks like it's going to be between JJ69 and WSM coming down to the wire.
Well, it's anyone's race right now. You can see both boats side by side. Here we go, the final marker buoy, and it looks like Anthony Acosta in WSM is walking with top honors, followed closely by JJ69 and then Poison 2.
Well, congratulations going out to Anthony Acosta. It was a tough race. The water conditions were definitely not ideal today. And JJ69, a valiant effort, but just lost it by a hair there at the finish line.
Well, you can hear the crowd on the beach, and both boats are doing a victory lap right now. They're still hard on the gas, but there's your order, WSM and JJ69. And our third place today goes out to Poison 2, a valiant effort, technical transmission, who lost the nose cone earlier, getting brought into the marina area at the Ponce Fishing Club by Cito. And thumbs up, a job well done by our inshore racers today.
Well, the race is winding down now, and all the boats are going to be docking into the harbor and pulling in to find a prime spot for our offshore circuit, which is coming up momentarily.
Well, let's have a look at our inshore final results.
WSM with 28 minutes, 14 seconds. JJ69 just 1 second behind them with 28 minutes, 15 seconds. And Poison 2 in third place with 28 minutes and 20 seconds.
A lot of government agencies and organizations such as Department of Natural Resources, the Coast Guard, GPS on the markers for the course, Cito in the event of extrapolation or damage to a boat. Well, just the amount of organizations and government services behind an event of this magnitude, not only here in Puerto Rico, but in many other islands that we filmed. But let's throw it down to Cito and get